Hi friends, we're back to do the next project for the Summer Country Diary project. A series that I've had on YouTube for the last couple of days. So today we're going to make a little tuck spot. Well, actually not too little, but you know, a decent size. Okay, so did you keep this? This was the leftover from the belly band. This is a leftover from the belly band. So that's the clover there, the daisy was there, the butterfly was there. This is the leftover part. I hope you kept this. Okay, and the other page we're using is 72. This is going to involve a smaller tag, and I thought, oh, I'll just bring up all my tag punches and show you what's out there. But remember, you don't need a punch or a die to make tags. Tags is just a rectangle with a couple of corners clipped off. But, so this one is a Cherished Memories. I got it at a yard sale, and it works really good. It's not a bad size. It's not a bad shape. This one is Recollections, so that's Michael's, right? The only thing I don't like about this is the squared off part at the very top. Like, it would have been nice if that was round as well, but it looks stunted. But it's a good shot. Again, it's a good size. Smaller than this one, but you know, if you've got scraps of paper and you just want to whip up a couple of tags, it's good. This one is Paper Studio, which is Hobby Lobby, right? This one, you just cut strips of paper, and it can be 1.5 inches, 2 inches, or 2.5 inches. And then you slide it in, and it cuts a roundy top and a hole and embosses a ring around that hole. I use that one quite a bit. This one is Stampin' Up! It's a little squatty size tag. I hardly ever use this one, but I got it at a yard sale. So that's what we have. All right, let's get to work. So the first thing I want to do is I am going to just straighten up this edge. Because that's the edge that came out of the book. Oh, there, I let it slide. Then I'm going to cut a strip that's 3.5 inches. Okay. And I want to cut a 6-inch wide piece, but I also want to keep it lighter at the top, and I want to make sure I get this bright yellow flower. So let's say about 1 inch from the top. Okay. Now, from the leftover bits, I want this butterfly. And I want the word small tortoise shell. You can cut this out with scissors, but my scissors are over there. So, I'm just going to tear around that. Now, across the top of the word tortoiseshell, you're going to have to take your time and go carefully to do your best to remove the green leaf, but not tear off. So you're kind of like trying to get the core still showing. Like you don't want a big in it. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay. Now I'm going to fussy cut around Mr. Butterfly. I don't know if you can hear a voice talking in the background. My husband's watching YouTube videos in the bedroom. He's watching Paper and Moose. I don't know if you follow her or not. So she is mostly a collector of ephemera and vintage holiday kinds of things. She has an Etsy shop I have not looked at, but she gets a lot of paper and photos and cards and things like that. So I know that she's interested in reaching out to the junk journaler community. Not a junk journaler herself, but I think it's kind of neat to see what she finds. She has recently, because of the COVID shutdown, she's recently been doing a lot of garbage picking. So going to, driving around on garbage day to see what people have left out. And she's actually found some really cool stuff. And she went to a garage sale, I think it was last weekend, and really scored on some fabulous finds. So, if you need a yard sale fix, go and check out Paper and Moose. Now, when you're fussy cutting Mr. Butterfly out here, you can just chop off his antennae if you want, or trim around them, whatever you want to do. I'm going to keep his antenna. It's tricky though because they're very faint and the background is green, so I was a little torn, but I've decided just do it. All right. All right. So here, I want to tear a piece. I am missing my big tear ruler. I don't know where it went. Now I'm missing my little tear ruler. Oh, I have a metal one I can use. This one I got. Did I get this at the thrift store? I think I got this at the thrift store. So I want it 1 3/4 ish, and at least 6 inches tall. Okay. Now I want to make a tag from here. So, I think what I will do is choose one of my, I think I'll choose this one. So I want the little daisy on the front. I'm going to have to do a little trimming in order to get it to fit into the punch. I'm flipping it upside down because I want the daisy and the grass kind of at the top. Okay. Let's get some ink going here. To reinforce this tag, I want to grab a piece of anything really. I'm rummaging through my garbage here. I found a grocery bag. That'll just make this a little stronger and give us a place to journal on if desired. Come on. Okay. We were talking about ink. So I want to ink this edge, the torn edge. If you didn't save this scrap, just grab, maybe you have a leftover from the writing page that we used, or maybe you want to use a totally different book page altogether. Maybe like a dictionary page or a music page would be nice. Okay, I am going to just glue a little bit, just a few dots of glue around the bottom and the far right hand edge. I'm going to sew it, so I don't need a lot of glue, but if you're not sewing, you might want to add a little more adhesive. I'm not gluing the top because I'll be trimming off the corners. Squaring off this, and I have my tag template handy to make sure that the corners match up. Okay, and give these little guys a dye job. And the label, I think I would like to put this on a piece of tissue paper. So I have some tea-dyed tissue paper here. I'll ink it first. It doesn't need to be layered on anything, but I've been using a lot of tissue paper in this project, so and just promote the cohesive look. And then I'll just tear, less than a 1/4 inch around, just to kind of frame it. Okay. All right. So next I want to do some sewing. If you're not a sewist, that's fine. You don't need to sew. I like stitching on everything. So I'll drag the sewing machine over. And see if I can bring the camera down a bit so you can see what I'm doing. All right. So for this little tag, I'm just gonna try my best to just sew right next to the edge. Bring both threads under your feet, under your foot, I mean not your feet, so that it doesn't get pulled up. Like I said, this is a straight stitch. Gonna have some curves, so I want my needle down. And I just lift my foot slightly so I can turn. I was telling you yesterday about how I'm binging Designated Survivor. And I got so excited last night. I'm in season 2. And before this whole COVID thing happened, I used to work 1 day a week down in Cambridge, which is about half an hour south of us. And Cambridge is the location for a lot of filming because it has some interesting architecture. And I'm watching this, and then all of a sudden I'm chatting with my friend on Instagram at the same time. I'm like, oh no, I just saw Hannah and Damien in EVO Kitchen. It's a restaurant that I've been to many, many times. I actually had to Google the restaurant to check the photos on the restaurant to make sure it was the same restaurant. And then at the end of the same episode, Hannah and Damien are on the Main Street Bridge, and Hannah shoots him and he falls into the Grand River. And I did, I'm sure people who live in Toronto or, wherever where a lot of filming is done are exactly the same way. Oh, I know that place. So it was just fun to see places I recognize. So I'll be watching more carefully so I can enjoy that. Okay, now I want to do some stitching around this bigger tag. I'm going to do zigzag. I just need a scrap of paper to get this started. This one doesn't have round edges, so it's going to be easier to maneuver. If you're curious about the color of thread that I use, it's a Gutermann thread. I want to say it's 868. Now I have to look. Not seeing it. It says CA 02776. I'll have to pull the spool out and give you a for sure number, but it's kind of an old gold color. Which I think is a good match for for a lot of things really, but for Edith Holden in particular. Oh, let's see what the spool says. It doesn't say anything. Anyway, I'll show you the spool. And that's the only identifying number I see is this CA 02776. I put my spool in upside down. And then we're going to do a little more inking. I move this out of the way. First I'll tie off these ends. Friend of mine got a new puppy, so I'm looking forward to meeting the puppy. He's being quarantined for 14 days because they've just come in. They had to go to, where did they have to go? I think the dog came from Manitoba, so interprovincial. So the dog, I don't know if they're quarantining or the dog's quarantining, somebody's quarantining. And but he is handsome, so I can't wait to meet him. I love dogs. Dogs love me. I wish I could have a dog, but I'm not mature enough. They take a lot of care, and it's not fair. It wouldn't be fair of me because I need a lot of care. And besides, Gibby would hate it. Okay. Ordered new ink pads yesterday and a re-inker. And Amazon says it'll be here by Saturday. We'll see. Should move the camera back up so it doesn't shake as much. This one I only need to do the front side because nobody's going to see the back side. Unless, and now here's an option for you, unless you want to use this as a tag and not a tuck spot, you can take some paper and cover the back for journaling if that's what you want to do. Mine is going to be a tuck spot. So if you want that option, put some paper on the back, some writing paper, some tissue paper or tracing paper or whatever you got. Okay. And now let's glue the little label on. And I just glued right across it. We don't need to have this whole thing open. But this one, I'm gonna not put glue on the outside edge of the butterfly. But I'll make sure I get his antennae glued down really good. So they don't come popping off. Okay. Now, a little bit of embellishment. I've got some 1/8 inch, you know what these are, eyelets. I think I will use these dark yellow ones. I don't have a lot of any one color because I just get these, you know, at thrift stores or wherever they show up. Need a pen. So this tag is 2 inches wide. Oh, I should give you the measurements. It's 2 inches by 3 inches, and that way, if you don't have a punch, just cut a rectangle 2 by 3 and either use a corner rounder and take off the corners, or use your favorite template to take off the corners in a squarish sort of way, like on this one. So I just found the center point. Okay. This side, I'm going to do two eyelets. About 3/4 of an inch apart. Okay. Now, this little tag is going to slide right in there, but we need some fibers, and I've got this twine. I think it's hemp cord. I got this at the Weigh and Pay a week or two ago. And I just think it has a more natural look than maybe I'll put 2 through. Okay. Then, you know, but if you want to use ribbon or lace or something like that, that's fine too. It's just I'm trying to keep it very natural, botanical kind of look. I'm gonna fight with this because it's so far away from my face. And I'm just going to pull one string so that one loop is slightly smaller than the other. And then I'm just going to add a little drop of glue so that it won't come untied. Just kind of stick the nose of the glue in there. Okay. And on the little tag, we'll just do an ordinary. Oh, this is going to be a mess. Hurricane Nancy. All right, so that's our project for today. I hope you enjoyed it. There was a little fussy cutting, not a lot. And again, you don't need to sew. You can use whatever you want for the fibers in your tags. But this would go on, well, let's grab a page. So this would go on the edge of a page like this, and then adhered bottom and side, and then something tucked behind. And it can go on either edge, and then something would get tucked behind it. Or it could be used as a flip out if you used a little bit of, you know, fabric or washi tape or something to flip that out. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this project. We'll be back again in another day or so with the next project using Edith Holden pages. I hope you enjoyed this. We'll talk to you again soon.